Hi everyone, welcome to the Urban Cottage. So I thought that I would do a video on sort of vintage cleaning hacks and how to make your own bathroom and kitchen cleaner. Because I've recently switched to mostly natural products as I get really bad contact dermatitis with cleaning chemicals. I've also switched to making my own washing detergent, which I'll show you in this video as well. Partly due to, it having sensitive skin, but also because years ago in the 50s, which is an era that I absolutely love, and before then, our grandmothers used these basic products to clean their house for decades, and their houses were always spotless. You really don't need hundreds of different disinfectants, cleaning chemicals and so on to keep your house lovely, sanitised and clean. But what you will need if you want to make your own kitchen and bathroom cleaner is the following. You will need a clean and empty spray bottle. I just washed one that I reused from, I think this had a limescale cleaner in it, which ended up hurting my hands, so I've repurposed the bottle for this video. You will also need some white vinegar. I normally order it in bulk off Amazon, but they didn't have any, so I just bought some from the shop today. Essential oils, they're optional, but they do add a nice scent, whichever you like. And some, again, optional, but I do find it helps it soak up a bit, some fairy liquid. You're also going to need some water. And if you're like me and you have palsy and your hands are unreliable, you may also need one of these, just for making things a bit easier. So without further ado, let me show you how I make my own bathroom cleaner. Just move this down here. So, okay, first of all, you want to get your spray bottle and take off the top, pop in your handy little helper, if you have one, obviously. If you were blessed with amazing fine motor, then yeah, you'll probably be fine, but I use one of these. So the first thing I do for my bathroom cleaner is I do add a bit of fairy liquid, because I find that it makes the sinks lovely and shiny, and it just gives a little bit of extra cleaning power for any kind of dirt and grime. But I use quite a generous amount in my bathroom cleaner because I do like it to suds up quite a bit, especially because I have a textured floor in my wet room, and I like to get right in there and give it a good scrub. So I just kind of eyeball it really. So yeah, I add some fairy liquid. I don't know how many drops that is, that many. And then I get my white vinegar. Now, this is concentrated, this white vinegar, so it is a bit more potent, I think. Normally you go for about 50-50, but I kind of go sort of like 60-40, like 40% vinegar with this because it's more concentrated. But yeah, you want about 40-50% really, because you do want it to be able to not only kill germs but also combat any limescale or hard water. So you do need a good amount of white vinegar. And again, you just eyeball it really. I mean, I do it. It's like making little potions, when you're a kid. Your own bit of witchcraft. So I just eyeball it in the white vinegar. And as I say, normally I will get my white vinegar in like a big 5 litres or 10 litres I think it is, for a few pounds off of Amazon, which works out much cheaper. But they didn't have any this time, so I just picked this up while I was out shopping. So you need your vinegar. And again, optional, but you could opt for some essential oils if you like. So in my bathroom, I like to use the lemon essential oil. I find it gives a really nice fresh scent. So you just add in a few drops of lemon, however many you want. I add quite a bit, to be fair. And I also really like tea tree. Tea tree is also a really good natural antiseptic, so I'll add that in there as well. There we go. Into the bathroom cleaner, and then of course you need some water. So, right, there we go. Try not to spill any. So you just want to fill the bottle up with water. So you've got about, again, I'd say 50-50. I'm going to stop there because we have a little bubble scenario. So, and then you just pop on your lid, and that should be your bathroom cleaner ready to go. And because it has white vinegar in it, it's also really good for any glass you have in your bathroom. I always tend to give it a good shake before I use it, just because sometimes the vinegar and the natural oil, or this oil, sorry, can sort of like separate. So just give it a really good shake. If you have the young children or whatever in the house, I would really suggest that you label your bottle so that everyone knows that it is what it is, just to save any accidents. But this is what I use to clean my wet room. So that's the bathroom cleaner. The kitchen cleaner, again, the same. You need a clean spray bottle. Here's one that I just kept from something else. I think this actually had white vinegar in it, actually, this one. So yeah, I just kept the bottle after. Buy a pretty bottle if you like. I mean, you know, why not? So for the kitchen cleaner, again, I do add some fairy liquid, but I only add a very small amount because I don't want it to be like soap build up on my countertops, whereas in my wet room it all gets kind of hosed off. So in the kitchen, you know, not so much. So I just use a few drops of fairy liquid just to help with any grease or grime. So just a little small amount there, just to give it a little, you know, helping hand with any grease. But white vinegar is very good at cutting through any grease or grime anyway, so it's good for that. So again, you want your white vinegar, about 50-50 again, 50-50 water, 50-50 white vinegar, which I tend to sort of stick to, and your essential oils. Now for the kitchen, I like to use sweet orange, or again the lemon, or both. So like today I'm going to use both. Just get my little what are they called, funnels, that's the word. So I'll just put a couple of drops of orange essential oil, and then some lemon essential oil. All these lids have been pre-loosened, by the way. Shout out to my husband, Lucas, or as you probably have seen on his channel, LM Raw Photography. He always has to pre-loosen any tops and bottles and stuff for me before I do anything. Yeah, so anyway, again, you want about 50-50, so you're going to go in with your white vinegar now. I mean, use more if you want more. I mean, if you want, you know, you really, you know, about germs, and you really want to make sure that you're killing all the germs, which vinegar, as I say, is quite a natural antiseptic, but you can use more. I mean, I'm at 50% now, and there's only this much left, so I may as well just pop it in. And again, you want your water, and again, filling up your bottle with your water. Now, it lasts quite a while, and it works out cheaper in the long run than it does buying a lot of expensive products, I find. I still do use an all-round disinfectant from time to time, which I have here, which can be used with pretty much anything. So I do still use an all-round disinfectant on my floors and surfaces for a bit more of a deep clean, and I do still use bleach in my toilets. I used to, and occasionally I will bleach down the kitchen. On a safety note here, do not mix bleach with vinegar. I've seen so many people on TikTok and other platforms mixing disinfectant with vinegar or disinfectant with bleach or bleach with vinegar. Please don't do that. You know, you really shouldn't be mixing your cleaning chemicals. You can mix very liquid with vinegar, it's quite safe. You can mix water with vinegar, again it's quite safe. If you're going to use vinegar and bleach, I would say use them separately and make sure you rinse really well in between. Now I know that seems like telling people to suck eggs, but not everyone has the home keeping skills that they might want, and there's no shame in that, and that's why, you know, we make these videos for people so that they can learn and find out ways that they want to keep their home clean that work for them. So yeah, please don't go mixing your cleaning chemicals without proper research and knowing what you're doing. So there we are. So there's the kitchen cleaner, and again, if you have small children in the house or anything, I would again label it just so you know what you've got in there, and you know that it's kitchen cleaner, and that is good to go. So the same really with the bathroom and the kitchen cleaner. You spray down whatever surface and leave it for a minimum of 5 minutes, so that it can kill any germs and bacteria, cut for any grease, limescale, all the rest of it. If you leave it longer, obviously it just disinfects longer. Don't use white vinegar on marble or granite because it will perish due to the acid content. But if you have, you know, ordinary MDF or plastic or ceramic, whatever, then, or even wood, then you're fine. You can use white vinegar just fine. So yeah, that's the kitchen cleaner. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed my little tutorial. Yeah, and I hope you have a really pleasant weekend and enjoy whatever it is you're doing. And yeah, let me know if you also use these products or you make your own, make your own cleaner, and if it works well for you. Yeah, give me a like and subscribe and a share and a follow, because I would really like to sort of enter into the kind of homemaking vintage community, and also I'm mad about dogs. So yeah, if you like dogs, if you like cleaning, if you like vintage, anything like that, or if you're living with a disability and you just need someone to reach out to, then yeah, I'll be here. Anyway, I hope you have a whole lovely weekend, and God bless.